Today we're taking a look at a rather interesting bit of kit from Godox, the iT32 and the X5. I have the X5O, so I can use with my Panasonic gear, and I have the all-important X5 for Fujifilm that I can use on this E5, for example. So yeah, what more needs to be said? Let's crack on. Okie dokie, everything is all out. First of all, the X5 transmitters. We've got the X5F, nice recessed clicky buttons in there. All business as usual here. We'll see how that plays out. Magnetic points there, and a little light which I think goes solid once it's connected. And we've got here the Olympus / Panasonic version. So these things weigh 23 grams each. They're available for Nikon, Canon, Sony and Leica coming soon, as well as these two, which are my most interesting ones. So okay, that's cool. Seems to be a random lens pen thrown in there. We've got a diffuser, which I assume this bag contained. We've got a full and a half CTO. Now these are interesting because, well, they're not gels. We might accidentally call them gel at some point, but it's clearly plastic. It's got little metallic pieces which just land straight on there and then do not come off. That is rather cool. Nice. Whoops. Let's put that back in its bag so I don't lose it. As you can see, things have already started falling out of these bags, I think because they weren't sealed. We've got a USB-C cable, the usual silica gel, couple of books here which are actually both instruction manuals. Did they throw in two by accident? No, that one is in, well, multiple languages. I'm not sure, but anyway, I think I've got two instruction manuals to not read twice. And of course, a lens cloth. We've got a magnetic base. Let me just check something out. So, of course, it can sit on it and the flash can sit on it. But that is not for that, because that is opposing it. Now let's look at the actual flash itself. This is a TTL and manual flash. It's quite dinky and plasticky. The head is fine. The head does not turn all the way as I wish it should. It's lacking that side, but there we go. Budget, I suppose. 169 grams, which you really notice when you get that in your hand. GN18, so not that powerful. HSS, 2.4 gigahertz wireless flash. Also, this kit can act as a sender and a receiver. It's got a lithium battery inside, so you can charge via the USB-C there. It's plastic. Its dial is fine. We'll see how we get on with it. Not sure if there's any juice. I hope so. They're stating, yeah, we'll have English. Swipe up or rotate the dial. And we're familiar, basically, familiar with this menu here. Actually, a little tougher to use the screen this time, but the dial is fine. And there's your menu, system, set, and the flash. So there's power in there. 1/5 seconds recycle time. Stated 510 flashes at full power charge. Let's connect this piece and this piece, I guess, straight in. And that is the unit with the X5 receiver ready to go. And of course, I've got a base here. Now, the magic with this thing is, and we'll see how easy it is to do, you can just disconnect it. I'm not sure if this is ready yet. I've got to set it up properly. Press and hold set to unlock. There we go. Here, I guess I got to mount that on the camera and then test it. But it's quite cute actually once you look into the size of the thing. What else have we got in here? Ah, yeah, there's a modeling light. Now, model and inter, so it can just be a constant LED, or inter means it will shut off once you take a shot or when you take a shot with it. I thought there was a storage bag with this thing. I don't seem to have the storage bag. Anyway, it is what it is. So we've got a pretty decent kit, if a little underpowered flash, but I think with these little bad boys, these are the killer features. This whole dropping it in and using it on almost any system. And if you've got multiple camera systems, you can literally just have that on my Panasonic, which I will be doing, and that on one of my Fujifilms, which I will be doing, and you can swap and change, or ideally out and about, have that on the camera and have this off camera, and any other flash in the 2.4 gigahertz system. Very interesting. Sender and receiver. That's enough overview. Let's see how it fares then. After having given this a good thorough test, as you know we always do on this channel, initially on my Fujifilm X5, as we just saw a few samples of, and the S5, Panasonic S5, as we'll see in a minute or so, this is a very capable bit of kit. I'd be happy to travel with it, or as they say on the internet, everyday carry. Now even the relative low power of the flash isn't a big deal. In fact, shooting at 15mm on the X5 resulting in a pretty good spread of light in a dark situation. Now, both units charge via USB-C when connected, and battery life is more than good enough, so zero issue as a travel companion. It can also be used while being charged, which is very handy. The bounce card is too short, but the diffuser fits well. The magnetic CTOs are very easy to use, and the stand is actually designed to work not only via the cold shoe as normal, but also magnetically if you want to use it off camera, which is a very nice design touch. Now the kit doesn't work with the Godox app, just the 2.4 gigahertz system, so you can use your iT32 as a trigger in that world. You can control your other lights with this little flash. You can also control this with something like the wonderful little iT30 Pro, or keep it simple and control via the iT32 or the X5. Now I wish there was a test button on the X5, so you know, when using this off camera. I'd also like a physical lock switch. The dial on the side is more useful than expected, as it does come in handy when adjusting on the fly. Now if you're a Canon user, you can control the flash from your camera as well. If you've got a global shutter, the HSS goes up to 1/80,000 seconds of a second. Whatever your camera, once you go past its native sync speed, it will go into HSS automatically. Right, that's enough waffle. Now for a few indoor snaps with my Panasonic S5. Lightpix did it first, and we looked at one of their kits on the channel some time back, but I feel like Godox have almost perfected the concept, so this should sell really well. It's easier to set up, the battery lasts longer, it's much more flexible thanks to the Godox system. So yeah, I'd love to see this system for the next V860 model. Now the iT32/X5 combo costs around £89 at the time of recording, and the X5 units cost £18 on their own, so very decent value. At the moment, the Leica version isn't available, which I'm absolutely gutted about, as my team of Leicas are ready to go. They're all up here, frankly. But according to Godox, Leica is on the way, but Ricoh is less likely. I'm more likely to get a Ricoh GR3 than I am a Leica. Anyway, I think this is a really tidy setup, if you haven't guessed it by now. It could well be making its way into my travel bag. Also, I think it would be good for a beginner. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments, and I'll see you there.